Have you ever noticed how people suddenly forget how to act? Normal when they secretly like someone? It's almost like their brain presses the "embarrass me now" button. But here's the thing. Most people miss the signs. What looks like random weirdness is often a hidden clue that someone has a crush on you. And today, we're going to break down 7 hilarious, yet surprisingly real signs that give it away. Stick with me until the end, because some of these signs are backed by psychology you've probably never heard before. By the time we're done, you'll be able to spot the difference between someone just being awkward and someone secretly falling for you. Welcome to Psychology Zone, where we turn everyday human behavior into fascinating insights. If you love learning about the hidden side of people's actions, hit that subscribe button and join us. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's begin. Before we dive too deep into the psychology of crushes, let's talk about one of the funniest giveaways. Sign 1: awkward jokes that don't even make sense. Have you ever noticed how someone suddenly tries to be the class clown when you're around, but instead of making everyone laugh, they just confuse the room? They'll say something random like, "Why did the pen cross the desk?" Because it was tired. And then laugh at their own joke before anyone else even gets it. It's not that they're bad at humor. It's that their nerves take over, and their brain goes into panic mode, throwing out anything that sounds even remotely funny. What makes it hilarious is that they often double down, repeating the joke, or trying to explain it, which only makes it more awkward. But here's the secret. Psychology suggests that humor is one of the most common ways people try to connect when they're attracted to someone, even if the joke falls flat. The real message behind it is, "I want your attention, and I'm trying to make you smile." Think about it. Most of us don't waste energy on bad jokes for strangers, right? But when it's someone special, even nonsense feels worth a shot. You might also notice that they laugh louder than usual at their own jokes, secretly checking if you're laughing too. Sometimes they even bring up random inside jokes that don't exist yet, almost as if they're trying to create a special bond only you two understand. The more nervous they are, the weirder the jokes become, and somehow that makes them kind of endearing. Because in that moment, it's not really about the joke, it's about them silently saying, "Please notice me." Before moving on to the next clue, let's pause and talk about something almost everyone has experienced. Sign 2: forgetting how to speak around a crush. Have you ever been mid-sentence and suddenly your tongue decides it no longer works? That's exactly what happens when someone secretly likes you. They'll try to say something simple like, "Hey, how was your day?" And it comes out sounding like, "Hey, how, day?" It's not that they don't know how to talk. Their brain is just racing ahead, worrying about how they sound, and their mouth can't keep up. The funniest part is that the more they try to fix it, the worse it gets. Words get jumbled, sentences break apart, and suddenly even saying hello feels like rocket science. Psychologists explain this as a common stress reaction. When someone feels nervous or emotionally charged, the part of the brain that controls speech can glitch for a moment. And around a crush, those glitches happen a lot more often. You might notice them stuttering only with you, while with others, they're perfectly confident and smooth. It's almost like their vocabulary vanishes the second you walk into the room, leaving them with half-finished words and awkward pauses. Sometimes, they'll even laugh at themselves mid-sentence to cover it up, hoping you didn't notice how nervous they just got. Other times, they'll change the topic completely, just to escape the embarrassment of stumbling over one small phrase. The irony is these slip-ups are actually a big clue that you're not just another person to them. Your presence throws them off balance in the funniest way possible. Before jumping into the next clue, let's look at one of the most obvious, yet often misunderstood signs. Sign 3: over-the-top teasing. Have you ever noticed how someone always finds a reason to joke about you, even when there's nothing to joke about? It's not mean-spirited, and it's definitely not random. More often than not, it's their clumsy way of showing affection without actually saying it. They'll tease you about your handwriting, your laugh, or even the way you sip water, as if every tiny detail about you suddenly deserves commentary. What's really happening here is that they're trying to get a reaction out of you, a smile, a comeback, anything that keeps the interaction going. Psychologists suggest that playful teasing is one of the oldest flirting tactics because it creates a mix of tension and fun that draws people closer. The interesting part is that they usually don't tease others the same way. Their jokes are saved almost exclusively for you. You might also notice that their teasing is light and harmless, never crossing the line into actual insult. They want to make you laugh, not push you away. And if you fire back with a playful comment of your own, they light up even more, almost like they've been waiting for you to play along. Sometimes, they'll even hide behind the excuse of just joking to mask their real feelings, as if humor can shield the truth. The more they like you, the more creative their teasing becomes. And before you know it, every small thing you do turns into an inside joke between the two of you. In their world, teasing isn't just a joke. It's their way of saying, I notice you, and I want you to notice me back. Before we uncover another funny clue, let's talk about something you can spot even when no words are spoken. Sign 4, strange body language. Have you ever seen someone start fidgeting out of nowhere the moment you walk into the room? They tap their fingers, shuffle their feet, or suddenly forget what to do with their hands, as if holding a glass of water just became rocket science. Sometimes they'll laugh at the wrong moment, not because anything was funny, but because their nerves are taking control of their reactions. Even if they try to act calm, their body almost betrays them, shifting in their seat, touching their face, or playing with their hair way too much. Psychologists call this leakage, where nervous energy slips out through small movements that reveal how someone is really feeling. You might also notice them mirroring your actions without realizing it, crossing arms when you do, or leaning closer when you lean in. And here's the twist: when people like someone, they often angle their body toward them, even in a crowded space. It's like a silent magnet pulling them in your direction. On the flip side, if they're extra nervous, they might close off their posture, almost hugging themselves as a way to keep from showing too much. It's funny because even if they manage to keep their words cool and casual, their body language usually ruins the act. The smallest things, a shaky laugh, restless legs, or an awkward hand wave, can tell you far more about their crush than their actual words ever could. It's almost as if their body is whispering the secret they're too scared to say out loud. Before we get into the next sign, let's talk about one of the strangest giveaways of all. Sign 5, eye contact that makes no sense. Have you ever caught someone staring at you a little too long, almost like they forgot to blink? It can feel intense, like they're reading every detail of your face. But the moment you look back, they quickly glance away as if nothing happened. On the flip side, some people do the complete opposite. They avoid your eyes altogether, suddenly finding the floor or ceiling very interesting whenever you're nearby. Both extremes are clues, because when someone has a crush, their brain can't decide between wanting to connect and wanting to hide. Psychologists explain that prolonged eye contact can create a rush of dopamine, the same chemical linked to attraction, which is why people instinctively lock eyes with someone they like. But for others, that same rush is overwhelming. So instead of staring, they look everywhere else just to avoid giving themselves away. You might notice them holding eye contact during a conversation, then breaking it with an awkward laugh, as if they realize they were too obvious. Or maybe they'll only make quick glances when they think you're not looking, checking you out in short bursts instead of steady stares. Sometimes their friends notice it too. And you'll catch playful teasing or laughter when they get caught gazing a little too long. The funniest part is that they can't really control it. Their eyes betray their feelings, whether they're staring like they're in a trance or dodging your gaze like it's dangerous. It's one of those hidden signs where silence says more than words ever could. Before we reveal another hilarious clue, Let's talk about how a crush can make the tiniest things you do seem like the highlight of someone's day. Sign 6, overreacting to small things you do. Have you ever dropped something on the floor and instead of helping, the person bursts out laughing as if it's the funniest thing they've ever seen? To them, even the most ordinary actions suddenly become entertaining, simply because you're the one doing it. You adjust your chair, sneeze, or make a small mistake, and they react way bigger than anyone else in the room. Psychologists explain that when someone likes you, their brain pays extra attention to your behavior, exaggerating the importance of even small details. That's why they'll laugh at jokes that aren't really funny, or treat a casual comment you make like it's the most clever thing they've ever heard. Sometimes they'll even repeat your words or copy your expressions, almost like they're trying to relive the moment again. It's almost as if you're unknowingly the main character in their story, and every little thing you do becomes worth noticing. You might also see them telling others about those small moments, like, did you see the way they smiled just now? Details that most people wouldn't even remember. And if you look closely, you'll notice they light up every time you do something, no matter how simple it is. That exaggerated reaction isn't about the action itself, but about the feelings they're secretly attaching to it. To them, you're not just dropping a pen, you're dropping hints without even realizing it. Before we get to the last hint, let's talk about how people sometimes change completely the second you show up. Sign 7, acting different around you versus others. Have you ever seen someone who's joking around with friends suddenly turn quiet as soon as you enter the room? Or maybe the opposite, they suddenly act louder, cracking extra jokes and showing off like they're on stage just for you. This shift is rarely an accident. It's the nervous energy of someone who wants to make the right impression. Psychologists note that attraction often makes people adjust their behavior, almost like they're slipping into a different version of themselves. What makes it obvious is that this change doesn't happen with others, only when you're around. Their friends often pick up on it too, teasing them or exchanging looks whenever you walk by. It's one of the clearest giveaways, because no matter how much they try to hide it, their personality betrays them. If you notice more than 3 of these signs, chances are they've got a crush on you. Which sign have you seen before? Drop it in the comments. If this video made you smile, hit like and subscribe to Psychology Zone for more fun psychology insights.